Hello everybody and welcome back to Out of Body's 31 Days of October, or Halloween, whatever you want to call it. So today's episode of Haunted Memphis, I'm going to be talking about the third home in the Victorian village that is referred to as the Mallory-Neely home. And it is yet another beautiful mansion in this Victorian village that was built during the Victorian era that does have its supposed hauntings. So if you'd like to hear more about this home, just keep on watching. So this home, just like the other two that I've talked about previously, is located on Adams Avenue. It's actually located at 652 Adams Avenue. The Mallory-Neely home is now a museum. So the home was built in 1852 by Isaac Kirkland. After that, it was purchased by Benjamin Babb, who had it for a few years, and then it was purchased in 1883 by James Columbus Neely. And apparently over the next few years, the Neely family made a lot of renovations on it and actually expanded it to what it is today. So the house is actually 16,000 square feet, 16,000, and it has 25 rooms. So this is definitely a mansion. And apparently there is actually a fireplace located in almost every single room. Apparently the house was decorated with very elaborate kind of furniture from the Victorian era. So it said that several of the large furniture pieces were actually purchased in 1903 during the World's Fair in St. Louis. So this particular home has been considered one of the most preserved Victorian era homes in the country. So that's pretty impressive that that's right here in Memphis where I live. So in the year 1900, the Neely's youngest daughter, Daisy, actually married a man whose last name was Mallory. So that's why the home is called the Mallory-Neely house. And apparently the couple, also after they got married, they lived in the home and they actually raised their 3 children there. So Daisy's husband passed away in 1938, but Daisy continued to live in the home until she died in the 1970s. And apparently she made very few changes to the house and she kept all the original furniture. So that definitely confirms that, you know, all of the original furniture, even the stuff that was bought from the World's Fair, is still there, preserved, which is really cool. So before Miss Daisy passed away, she actually made it known that she wanted the house to be turned into a museum after she died. So in 1972, her heirs actually donated the home and its furnishings to the West Tennessee chapters of the Daughters, Sons, and Children of the American Revolution. So then immediately that organization began running the house as a museum. They then gave the deed to the home to the city of Memphis in 1985. Then in 1987, the Memphis Park Commission started overseeing it. And I believe it is still a museum today. You can actually go and visit it and tour it. So now getting into some of the hauntings, it's pretty much impossible to find anything online as far as the hauntings in this house. A lot of people say it's not haunted, but according to this book, and I would be inclined to believe what's in this book because of who they say that haunts the house. It just makes sense to me. Apparently Miss Daisy, the woman who lived in the house the longest and who had desired for it to become a museum after she died, apparently she has been seen around the home. Apparently when it first opened as a museum, they had an apartment there inside the home where somebody would stay. Apparently the first occupant in that apartment, who was part of the Daughters of the Revolution organization, felt a very warm vibe, a very positive vibe in that apartment. She was not the only one. Many other people have mentioned that they feel like a very warm, a very welcoming sense, and they feel like that it is Miss Daisy. That first girl who lived in the apartment felt like that Miss Daisy wanted her to be there. At another point in time, a ghost hunter came to the home and was taking some photographs and made a comment about how lovely and inviting the home was. And then the next photograph that he took actually had a lot of lights and like sparkles in it, almost like a lot of orbs and things. Apparently everyone in the room at that time felt this swarm of like energy around them, and that feeling of energy lasted for several minutes. At another point in time, there was a tour guide that had been running late, getting the museum open and everything, and she was kind of frantic, kind of worried and scared that she might get in trouble and all of that. And then all of a sudden, this orb appears. It appears on the ceiling in the second floor hallway. And she wasn't the only one that saw it. Actually, the people that came to take the tour saw it too. Everybody that was there at the time saw this indigo colored orb in the hallway. Now, they couldn't figure out what was making the light. There wasn't any light source nearby. So they really couldn't conclude that it could have been, you know, like sun shining through a prism or through a window or anything like that. Apparently there wasn't any light source nearby or any windows nearby. So it was just this random ball of light, and then eventually it just went away. So most of what people have felt is like positive vibes. There have been a couple people that have felt some kind of more eerie vibes. Apparently someone witnessed seeing a woman sitting by the third floor bathroom window crying. Other people have kind of had eerie feelings when they're walking on the third floor. At another time, a mother and daughter cleaning crew was cleaning the upstairs rooms in the third floor. Apparently they saw an older woman with white hair that looked kind of unkept, and she was peering down the stairwell at them from the third floor. So apparently when the Mallory family was still living there, they actually had their own ghost story that they experienced. And supposedly when they were having a party one night, it was actually Halloween night, one person was standing at the open front door, and when they peered through, they saw a disembodied hand gliding down the banister of the staircase. So that's pretty creepy. So it was even like haunted back when they were living in it. So that is all the information I have on that particular home. As you can see, it is a very, very, very beautiful house. Now as a museum. I definitely hope to go see it sometime and maybe vlog there if I can, if they allow me to, and put that on this channel. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like so that I know and I can do more of these. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.